We dance as the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. Live from the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you today by our friends at Midwest Best Barbecue and Creamery. Make sure you guys go check it out there. Tell Tim and Nicole I said you get you some CTB wings, some Uno wings, some G-Funk. Literally, you could take a dart and throw it at the menu and pick something you like. I highly, highly recommend it. What is up to everybody in the chat? Who we got in there? We got Stranger's in there. Stranger finally made it back to first. He's the first one to comment on the show in months, maybe weeks. Anyway, welcome back, Stranger. I know you got a new phone. Brad's in there. Tony Blaze is in there. Yes, I agree. Tony, I told you, Dale, you have to behave, okay? Just saying. Jerome's in there. All right, boys and girls, we are going to talk NFL draft. Now, I got two guys who are awesome at this. Way better than I am. That's why I brought them on here. One is my former seat neighbor. He is the crazy man, the draft guru from Bengals and Brews. He should get paid for this. Go to Project Game Day and support him on his draft guide. But he is none other than Dale Altman. Dale, what is up?
I cannot promise I will behave.
Oh, God. I'm very scared. All right, he is coming out of retirement. I didn't realize this, but Brian is taking a step back. But the man is down in Alabama. He's down in Alabama. He has been going to the Senior Bowl since he was 8, so he kind of can't not, watch it, go there, do it. Anyway, he's out of retirement. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is Brian. Woo! What's up, Brian?
Hey guys, what's up, man?
Who day? What is going
brother.
on? I heard you're enjoying all the snow down there in Alabama.
Oh, yeah, that was great. That novelty wore off in about 2 hours. I'm going to tell you that.
So you got to tell everybody what you told us off the air, how you guys were trying to melt the snow since you don't have salt.
Yeah, so there's no salt and road salt here. There's no snow plows here because why would we pay for that stuff? This was the first time we had more than 2 inches of snow since 1993.
Ooh, that was a long time ago. I graduated high school that year.
We got 8 inches of snow here, and they basically they'll use bulldozers and sand to try to ease the driving path, so to speak. The entire they declared a statewide emergency on that. Like, you could not drive on the roads for Tuesday and Wednesday here.
Would you get arrested if you try to leave your house?
I don't know if they would arrest you, but I just chose not to. I know I can't drive on that stuff, so I'm not going to attempt.
Trust me, there's people up here that can't drive on that stuff, and we see it more often than you do.
I just want to go back to first time getting 2 inches since, and my wife feels that.
And we're off and running today. So we got Dale, and also we have Paul Painter in the chat said, hey, if I say something stupid, it's crazy. I might have started drinking out of those aluminum cans earlier. I apologize in advance. Is it like Friday or something, man? I don't know. It's a Friday show here.
His be a Friday.
All right, Brian, Dale, what the hell are the Bengals going to do? We need defense, and some guards. What's your guys' thoughts? Brian, I'll let you go first. What you said something interesting off the air, and I completely agreed with you about the Bengals.
Yeah, they're not going to sit with 6 picks. They're just not going to do it. Here's the interesting thing that I think might put the Bengals in a good position. If you talk, or the word out of here in Mobile was NFL teams are only going to have probably 15 to 16 first-round grades on players. There's 32 first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
So you figure if maybe an extra quarterback or something goes ahead of the Bengals at 17, then one of those 15 to 16 first-round grades that a team in the 20s may, covet, then, that puts the Bengals in maybe a prime position to kind of move back, pick up a third, maybe pick up a fifth, something like maybe a 3 and a 5, something of that nature to move back maybe 5 or 6 spots into the 20s, and recruit that. I mean, they don't, the pick they're missing is a 7th round pick, which is, that's a
Who cares?
lottery ticket anyway.
Right.
But, are we going to miss DJ Ivy, if we don't draft him again? Something like that. I think we're okay. But, you want that extra, some of those extra middle round picks, because that is where I think the heart of the draft is going to be from the pick 30 to 90 range, so if you can get an extra stab there, get an extra, that's where you get those guards, you get those defensive tackles that maybe don't rush the passer like Aaron Donald, but you need a guy. And there was a guy down here that I like for the Bengals, but I don't like him at 17.
Who's that?
Deion Walker from Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, 6'7", 342, can rush the passer a little bit, and is a hell of he's a one-man gang as a run defender. That is your DJ Reader replacement there. But like I said, I don't value him at 17. 25, 26 to 40, it's a lot more palatable there.
He plays like an edge in a nose tackle's body.
Yes.
I like that.
It's good and bad.
Yeah.
Like, he is
true, because you need to be able to be good at gap contain, because that was one of our problems this year.
He is a gap by itself, though. That's
true. But if he's going up the field and not maintaining the gap, because I just remember the Chargers game.
Gap integrity,
gap integrity. Chargers game, everybody kept going up the field, and Sherbert kept running. I'm like, what are you doing? So that's one thing that we do need with the replacement of DJ Reader, which we should have never let him go. But anyway.
He might be back. He's a potential cap cut candidate.
Really? Please come back. Well, see, our luck is they'll cut him just like they did Von Bell, and we'll go ahead and re-sign him for less money, and he won't be as good as he was when he was here, but hopefully not. I would be down to sign him back. But so all right. With that being said, at 17, I'll go around the horn here. Where do you guys? What's the most likely, or where are you at that the Bengals could pick at 17? Who do you think it will be, or just general idea? Go ahead, Dale.
Well, I'll toss out some names. If you're going defense, I think pass rush, and I don't care if it's edge or D tackle. And Trey, his money, the contract, that all has to be worked out.
Right.
And I don't think there's a choice but to make it work. But it's the Bengals, so it scares the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So a guy like Walter Nolan, who's been down at the Senior Bowl, is a guy I think, and maybe he's not there at 17 anymore, but he's a guy I was saying since September, October, that I'm like, hey, 17, Walter Nolan. It makes so much sense to me. Kenneth Grant, big guy, can move a little bit, not the pass rusher, but 6'3", 340. He moves so well at that size. And he's more nasty than what Deion Walker is. So I could get on board with him at pick 17 for sure. But if it's an edge, Mike Green from Marshall. Why was he dismissed from Virginia? That's going to be the question that teams will have to do their homework on.
Dude, he
But weighing in
ran
at
that one dude
250,
over.
that's Josh Connerly, who is projected to be a first-round pick, by the way.
Pancaked him. It was ridiculous. Go ahead.
But there's just, I mean, Mike Green weighing in at 251. In the summer, he weighed in at like 236. That's 15-pound difference, and he still moved well.
Mhm.
So I like Mike Green. Some other edge guys realistic that could be there is Pierce from Tennessee. But the Bengals have these weird size profiles that they stick to. You got to be between 6'3" and 6'5", and you got to be between 260 and 280. I mean, that's just what they do.
Yeah,
But
that's how you get Miles
guys I
Murphy
like.
instead of Nolan Smith, too, by the way.
Yes, by sticking
Exactly.
to your size profile.
By sticking to those size profiles. And that's why I think Mike Green is not going to be on their board, because he's 6'3". The 251, I think, is an anomaly. I think he might have
I know.
put on
He
some
doesn't
weight.
play at that, right?
Yeah, he's not going to play at 250. He weighed in here at 251. I almost guarantee you he's cutting to 240 before he gets to the combine. A guy that was here that I think does fit the Bengals size profiles and had a pretty good week before he
You're going to say
skedaddled on
Shamar Stewart, aren't you?
Yes, I am going to say Shamar Stewart.
I asked Dale about him earlier this week. I said, I think he looks pretty good. He's like, eh.
I said, because I get it. He's going to fit that size profile. The production is
not there.
It.
It's not there.
It's just not.
The production outside of Nick,
like I watch it.
Yeah, outside of Nick Skirton, I don't really think the production was there for any of the Texas A&M triumvirate that's going to be in this draft class, along with Shamar Turner and Skirton. I mean, I think that those are, and Skirton could be also on the radar there at 17. He was supposed to be at the Senior Bowl, but did not. So
280, and I mean he could transfer from Purdue, had 10 sacks at Purdue. Production was down a little bit sack wise, but he still got after the passer pretty good. Pass rush win rate was like around 22-23 on true pass sets. So there's a lot to like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
No, you're correct with him. So yeah, I mean at 17, I think that's probably your list of guys. There's going to be, and I can hear it and see it now. There's going to be Bengals fans that's going to scream Jack Sawyer from here to the cows come home between now and April 24th. Not at 17.
Yeah. I was going to say, hell no. Like I'm a Buckeye fan. I'm
not at 17.
And that's funny. A lot of Bengals fans are like, oh, he reminds us of Sam Hubbard. I'm like, I'm not a draft.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah. I'm like,
exactly. Sam Hubbard was a 3rd-round pick for a reason.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not a draft guy. I'm like, he's not a first-round pick.
Now you could talk me into JT Tuimoloau.
I like him a lot. I liked him.
See, I'm
2
still
years
out
ago.
at 17. It had to be, but
I
will throw in a wrench because Brian started this talking trade down to gain extra picks, which I think is very realistic, whether it's in the first or second, that they're going to do it, one or the other of those 2 rounds. Al Golden from Notre Dame, Xavier Watts, getting that safety. We'll know by free agency. Yeah. He's 35th on my overall board. I don't want him at 17.
Second round.
If they traded down, he's not going to be there at 49.
Oh, I see. You're talking
going to be there at 49.
Get him in the 20s. I got you.
Mid to late 20s, because you don't want to trade out of the first round. I know it's like, well, don't even pick in the first round. No, you want to pick in the first round, especially if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, because of the 5th-year option.
Yes.
Like you don't want to. Go ahead, Brian. I know that one triggered you.
It didn't. His size is what's going to be. His playmaking ability is off the charts and has been for years. But I wonder if his size is going to hurt him as far as the Bengals profile goes, because he's listed at 6'2", He's going to measure in probably 5'10" and a half, maybe 195. Probably. I mean,
really, I thought he was bigger than that. So.
I'm just going on what he was. That's his preseason list. That's what I have on my list.
Okay, that does change things, though.
He was supposed to be at the Senior Bowl as well, but because Notre Dame played into the championship, all the Ohio State players and Xavier Watts pulled out of the Senior Bowl this week. So we would have got a more accurate weight on him had he showed up, but we'll have to wait till the end of this month or the end of February now But that's kind of a thing. I with you. I love his playmaking ability though, and the defense needs that in center field. They don't have that right now. I could
No.
see it though. I am curious, and we don't have to talk about this right now, but you guys can research this and talk about it at a later time. I don't remember when Al Golden was the head coach at Miami, and I'm wondering if there's anybody he recruited, if that's maybe as even as a free agent, like a bargain chip free agent that we could sign that goes back to when he was at Miami as the head coach. I would just because I know it's been a hot minute.
So he got here, he came here 2020 with Zach. So I think it's like 2017.
There's no one that pops
18.
out like right away.
Right.
Yeah, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. I think is when because I think he was Miami's coach and then he came here. It's what I think it was. So I think it's 2017, 2018.
He was at Miami until 2015. So then never mind. That's 10 years ago.
That's why. Yeah.
Forget about it. Okay. I was thinking.
I
didn't
think
realize
it might have been a little too long, but
yeah, I was thinking, but I didn't realize he was in Detroit for like 3 years before.
Oh, was he?
Here.
Oh, okay.
coached tight ends because he played tight end at Penn State.
Yep.
Coached tight end, then moved to linebacker coach, then linebacker coach here.
Okay.
Yep.
Shows what I know. I thought he came from Miami to us. I didn't.
Speaking of tight ends, though.
Arroyo and Miami.
Well, no. I was going to say Tyler Warren's on the board at 17.
I love him. He's my tight end one. Been my tight end one since September. I liked him in summer scouting. I thought he was better than Theo Johnson last year. Just he was splitting a lot of reps with him.
But to me, that depends on what they do in free agency. Because
I agree.
I would. Dude, I've been clamoring for a tight end for the last 3 years. You know, I want them to get Michael Mayer and that draft class alone, at least draft one freaking tight end would have been nice. There was 27 tight ends. Now this draft class actually is a pretty good tight end draft class as well. Mm-hmm. Now I'm more thinking as far as tight ends go for the Bengals, they might do it day 2, day 3.
Third, fourth round, I think at the earliest.
Fourth round. That would be the earliest. So in that time frame there, who do you think might be there? And would it be somebody that could be a starting tight end for us or be more of a project?
I think anybody that you draft in the fourth round, you can't count to start. And I saw the news about Eric All the other day, and that sucks. So you're really never going to be able to count on him again, right? You can almost anything you get out of him going forward now is going to be a bonus. Fourth round guys, I'm just trying to think of guys that we saw here.
Well, you're hoping they fall, right? You're hoping
right.
You're hoping that only one or two of them get drafted in the first round. It's a good top of the class with Warren and Loveland. I think those guys are first round. And then you hope that Fannin and Arroyo at least are like maybe only one of them go in the second. So then it starts to drop some guys to the third, fourth, like Gunnar Helm.
Like Gunnar Helm, I was just Gunnar Helm. Terrence Ferguson from Oregon, he had a good week this week.
He's a good
at
player.
The Senior Bowl.
He's a good, solid player.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask you a question? I was watching Senior Bowl. The number 7 for TCU. Is he? Was he? He's a tight end, right?
He's a wide receiver. He's
a wide receiver. Okay,
Jack Bash.
Okay, never mind then.
And he was fun down here. I don't know a whole lot about it, how he was at TCU, but he definitely he was a fun guy this week. Good story too.
I will say they did try to use him at tight end a little bit when he was at LSU before he transferred to TCU.
Because he had good size. I mean,
but he is still like LSU, 6. Yeah. He's like 6'1", 212. He's not tight end size.
Yeah, he's not tight end size. But he's a big guy. Not height-wise.
Hate the school, but Jake Briningstool from Clemson would also probably be a solid mid-round tight end option.
If you lose Mike Gesicki, because Anaronde Gadsden both are pass catching more than they are blocking tight ends, like in the Gesicki role. Yeah. Because you're bringing back Sample and you're bringing back Grandy.
Yeah. Same thing with Fannin. Is blocking is kind of an option.
He was better. He was better this year, but
he was better. He really tries. He really tries.
He tries really hard.
Colston Loveland will not be. No, he will be nowhere near the fourth round.
Okay.
No, I mean, I can't help but mock him to the Chargers at 22 to go back and Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
All right, so there's a chance the Bengals could get somebody that would be serviceable in
Yeah,
the draft this year?
I think you're going to be able to, you're going to get a couple guys, and like you said, it depends if you can get Gesicki back on a decent deal, then maybe you don't have to, because like you said, you've got Sample back and Grandy back, and I
You
assume
hope you get something out of Tanner McLaughlin.
please.
He's going to be
I
26 years old before
I
the
liked
season
him,
starts.
man. I really liked him
I did
coming out.
too.
I was happy about that pick, and then I was then not so happy when he never saw the field ever.
Well, he might, if they don't do something, he's going to have to.
Before we go off of tight ends, can I mention one name? Because I got my tight ends here in front of me. And a guy I thought should have came out last year when Drake May was still at North Carolina. It's Bryson Nesbitt as a pass catcher, seam stretcher, kind of tight end. That's a guy, maybe even could get him in the 5th round.
He wasn't at an all-star game, so I'm going to assume that if he is, I assume he's going to be in this draft class just because he's been there.
I thought that last year, and then he went back. He never announced.
So if he is in this draft class and wasn't at an all-star game, that leads me to believe that if he doesn't get a combine invite, then he's probably in that UDFA range, I would think.
I liked him. I liked his tape the year before. This year, North Carolina didn't pass the ball well.
No, they did not.
Well, they got Bill Belichick down. He's a great offensive mind now, so he'll get that all fixed for them. All right, so we're the tight ends. Any more on tight ends before we move on to a different one? You guys got anything else?
I'll say Brant Kuth, but my God, he's a 7th-year player, and he's injured
and
every year.
He's had an ACL. He's had an ACL 8 times. So
that's the thing.
I'm talking 7th round. We don't have a 7th round pick, but like a UDFA.
Well, I this year with the Bengals having less picks, now hopefully they will trade back and get more picks. But with that being said, they can't take chances on players this year. No, you can't take a chance like Eric All. If he would have stayed healthy, would have been great. And I think he would be an awesome tight end, but he can't stay healthy. Burton has not worked out. That's 2 guys from last year's draft that are basically done. You know, all might come back in 2026. We'll have to wait and see. But all the other draft picks, I think they did fairly decent. Now, it was a fairly good draft except for those 2. But that's two picks from last year that you got nothing out of. They can't have that this year. They got to hit on all of them. So I don't want any. They need to go back to what they were doing before when they were drafting captains and high character guys and not injury prone guys. That's where I think they got away from it. From that this past.
Well, they took Burton. I'm only going to judge off the Project Game Day draft guide that I do and now where I place players on my board.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I had Burton 4th round, not 3rd, because of the character stuff that was well known. I mean, Duke Tobin even said it. And then Eric All, I had him 5th instead of 4th because of the injury concerns. Like, it's just they took big swings.
Yeah.
Even Mims is still a big swing. I know. Listen, he looked great when he played, but guess what? He didn't always play because well,
he got injured. Yep. It's a fact. I mean, those are facts. But that's the thing is,
you got to put a full picture together when you're doing this, right, Brian? Like,
yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's like if you have to. I mean, and the thing is, these are well-known character concerns. That's why we knew about it. This isn't counting what NFL securities dug up on this guy, and so the Bengals organization knew well more about his character concerns than we did. We just know he slugged a chick on the field after a game while people were storming the field, and a couple of other things, and the fact that even Nick Saban wouldn't go to bat.
Right, that right there.
That was it.
That was it. That should have.
When he was drafted, he said emotional maturity.
Yeah. That right there kind of was like, I was like, oh, like, well, hopefully.
At that point in time, you should have known that we just set that pick on fire.
We knew that, but I was kind of hoping we didn't. I was hoping maybe he'd get it together, but he hasn't. And that's the thing with this year. With they got the guy signed T, Trey, Jamar, all that. That's got to get done. And then we brought up Gesicki. And one thing, I can't remember what podcast I was listening to. I think it might have been James Rapine on Locked On. But he said that Gesicki was tagged, I think, in Miami. and then he came here. So he's probably looking for if he gets the free agency, because they can talk to him now. I think am I right? They can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if he gets the free agency, he might get a big contract where the Bengals don't want to spend that much money on, because he's technically a tight end, but he's really a big slot receiver. Honestly, he's not. So that's where, to me, if the Bengals want to sign him, they got to do it before, because I think he gets the free agency. I don't think he's gonna sign with the Bengals.
Well, if they lose T.
Well, if they lose T, then they're going to have to sign him.
They won't lose T.
I don't.
Yeah.
I hope. I
I'm with
I
you.
like Brian. Yes, that was confidence right there, Brian. I like that.
You can't piss Joe off.
T. Higgins never sees free agency. If they don't get a deal done, he gets the double tag. He's making $26.5 million this year.
Or
that's
trade, tag and trade, and you get a
One or
third
the
rounder
other.
this year instead of a potential comp pick a year from now.
But if they
Right.
tag him, now you saying tag him and he just plays on the tag, or they tag him and they use that as a longer negotiation window to him, and then because that's what I think you have to do. You
All
can't-
the above.
T
All the
cannot
above.
play on the tag this year. He will not like it. He would not be happy about it. I just think that would be a bad omen going into the season of tagging him for a second year row and making him play on that.
I mean, they're already behind the 8 ball already, because you should have paid Chase last year. Now,
Oh, God, yeah.
The cost of that brick went up exponentially.
It's
So
we all said it's stupid. I mean, me and Dale said it last year on both our shows that all it's going to do is cost them more money if they don't sign Jamar. And it was stupid. It was dumb, and they're paying for it now. And Duke basically came out and said, he's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback. That's what Chase wants, which is right, and that's what he's going to get.
He's going to be, and he should be.
He should be. He's a Triple Crown winner. I mean, there's no Jamar deserves his money. Trey.
The Trey, that's a bit trickier
Right.
because of the age.
Right, exactly. That's where he deserves a bump. I would give him a 2-year extension, would make it a 3-year, next year, and then 2 years after that is where I think it's about the happy medium. Money-wise, I'm not sure. I don't do math very well. So
Well, that was talked
that.
about a little bit earlier on Twitter. Somebody asked the question, and then one of my buddies, Ryan Sparks, was jumping in and saying, because he showed like the top guys that are making around $30 million, this, that, and the other. But you got to factor in Trey is almost 31.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to want to factor that in. His agent's not going to want to factor that in.
Right.
But he's scheduled to make around 18 to 21 million, or whatever. He made around 21 last year, scheduled to make around 18.
Yeah.
So can you get to like 24 million? Is that a happy medium between both parties where it's not the top of the market at 30,
Right.
but it's a pay bump? It's an
Do
increase.
like a 3 and 75, something like that. Yeah.
Or even if it's just 2 and 48,
Yeah.
2 and 50.
And the thing is, the Bengals with the guys they have. I've said this on the show every day this week. Who else are they paying? You're going to pay Jamar. You're going to pay Joe. You're going to pay Trey. And you're going to pay T. And Orlando Brown. That's 5. You've got 5
And you're
guys.
even
you're
looking at future.
That's
You're
it.
looking at Cam Taylor-Britt, and it's like, well, he took a step back this year.
Yeah.
Like I love Cam.
I love
Taylor-Britt.
Cam. Hopefully he
Yeah.
jumps back this year, which I think he will.
And
But
if he
you don't-
does, but that's a conversation. But it's not something you can rely on to be counting
Right.
for future money. And that's something the Bengals have done, and it's cost them. We're
Yes.
counting on future money for Chase and Higgins, and you let Jesse
Bates
Bates walk because.
Well,
of that.
you let Jesse Bates walk because you were going to sign Joe. You're going to sign Jamar. You're going to sign T. And
Well, you could
you
have
only
had
signed one of them.
all that money front loaded for Jesse Bates and been just fucking fine.
Yeah.
It's a way to structure contracts. You don't have to be stuck in your ways. And that's the frustration as Bengals fans.
Yes, exactly. That's the frustration is like Paul Dana was doing their sheets on their podcast, and he said he basically on his sheets he's gotten within really close to what he predicted the Bengals were going to do as far as contracts go, because they're so predictable, because they don't try to do what I call cap gymnastics. They don't do any kind of guaranteed money. They want to do it all up front. So, these front-loaded contracts, they need to come into the 21st century and try to, look at I'm not saying they should do what the Saints do, but something similar would be nice, because you can't do it.
You need to model your franchise and your front office after what the two teams who are playing in the Super Bowl do.
Right.
And do
Philadelphia
what
Eagles.
Kansas City does. You need to start doing pick swaps and trades because there's no reason you shouldn't be trying to add guys like Kansas City adding DeAndre Hopkins this year, do it for like a 6th round pick.
Yep.
Oh, well, the Bengals did it this year. We got Khalil Herbert, who carried
Woo!
the ball like 3 fucking times.
Right.
Yay, team. I'd rather have the damn 7th pick back.
Right.
7th round pick back.
Yeah, it wasn't worth
Travion
it.
Williams could have done the exact same thing that Khalil Herbert did.
Why don't they give Travion a shot? I mean, I know he had a miscue early in the year, and it seemed like that he never really got out of the doghouse from that. But I mean, I don't understand why they have him on the team for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now, and he barely ever plays. They barely use him, or they might use him for a little while.
They're also going to need to add another running back too.
I was going to get to that here.
Maybe not in the draft. I don't know, but they're going to have to do something because Zach Moss is not going to do it, and you can't have Chase Brown out here lugging 95% of the snaps. That's just not going to work in the NFL.
All right, so let's talk running backs because. I mean, I would love to get the kid from Boise. We're not going to get him.
No.
He's going in the first round, high first round. But I think this is later in this day 2, possibly day 3 of draft picks for running backs. My cord just came out again. But where are you at on the running backs just in general as a class, and where do you think they would be for the Bengals when they might start considering picking one?
We're going to see upwards of 30 running backs drafted this year, and I think that's the most. That's one of the highest totals we've had since they shortened the draft to 7 rounds.
Now, is that because of the Eagles? You think the running backs are coming back?
I mean, it is a copycat league,
yeah.
But I think the talent there's a lot of talented running backs that are going to be in this draft class. We should not be touching a running back until day 3.
Okay. Now, would that be now?
And his name is Damian Martinez.
No.
He's a big guy.
What's he out of?
And he's out of Miami, transferred from Oregon State.
Okay.
And he would be a good name in that 4th, 5th round area. I don't think he'll be there, or maybe he will, because he's probably going to run in the 4.6s, 4.7s. You could sell me on Cam Scatterboo all day long as a day 3 pick.
Dude, I love Scatterboo.
He's not making it there. He's going.
I said if it was, like I said, he's going to go to the combine and run in the 4.7s, right? So
I love Scatterboo, dude. That would be awesome to get him.
Even if he runs 4.7, I still think he goes in the 3rd round. Like he's just too talented. He's just too talented, Brian.
All right, so going back to the guy from Miami, is he? I don't know anything about him. Is he a bigger running back? What's his?
He weighed in at 230 plus.
Oh wow, okay.
At the Senior Bowl this week. He's about 5'11", 235. He might actually need to cut a little bit because I think that might affect his burst a little bit.
But he was actually listed in the 240 at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Wait, 240? What? How tall is he?
He's 5'11".
He's 5'11". He was playing running back at 240
and put up damn near 1,000 yards 3 straight seasons or more for some of those seasons.
So is that the height kind of scares me, but the weight's kind of nice. Is he like the opposite of Chase? That's kind of what I'm thinking. We need a big bruising guy.
Not to stay homer here a little bit, but Homer. I would 6th round, 7th round if you get another one of those. Rocket Sanders from South Carolina. Injury issues.
Never produced like he did at Arkansas as a sophomore,
but he produced this year for South Carolina.
Yes, he was better. Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to Scatterboo. How much do you think Houday Nation?
No, you gotta let him be a homer, Jeff. Let him continue to talk about Raheem Rocket Sanders because he is another day 3 guy that should be on the radar.
And he can catch the ball. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can block his ass off, and he can run a little bit. He's not as explosive as he was at Arkansas. The injuries have kind of sapped that a little bit, but he's still got it. A guy that was here at the Senior Bowl, former. I don't know if we're looking to change. If we're looking for the opposite of Chase Brown, I don't think Brashard Smith at SMU is a guy that they'll look at. 5'9", 195. He's a former wide receiver.
Miami wide receiver.
Yes. And I'll tell you a guy that really looked good this week, but he's a little undersized at 180. He was 5'10", 189, but he was the best pass catching running back all week at the
Quentin Allen. Is that
Marcus Yarns from
Oh.
Delaware.
Okay, yeah, he's. What'd you think about LeQuint too? Because he
I
put up
thought he
huge
had a-
production as a pass catcher.
Yeah, I thought he had a good week this week, and he's bigger than the other ones. He's 6'207".
Woo.
So he's got some size to him. He caught the ball well at the Senior Bowl. Also, Ollie Gordon, is he gonna fall into
I don't weighing in at 233 was actually impressive, but how did he do? Because I didn't hear his name at all just from
He
like
won practice player of the week, voted on
Okay.
by his teammates for
Okay.
whatever that's worth.
I didn't watch
Or
enough of the
something.
running backs. I'll be honest. I get focused on the trenches.
But
because I'm a
I'll
big-
say this.
That's what I was doing,
did-
Dale. I was watching the trenches.
I watched the film. Dale, I'm gonna hook you up after this. I'll DM you from the Deep Fried Draft. I'll hook you up with how to get access to the Senior Bowl practice film.
Yeah, Parker sent me something too. It might be the same
So
thing.
it's the same exact thing yeah. Guess who sent it to Parker? So I've been sharing that with people since 2018, and
Yeah.
they've never changed the password.
Hey, that's their fault.
Hey, don't worry. Nobody watches this show anyway.
Nobody's
so.
watching it.
Yeah,
anyway.
nobody's watching anyway.
But no. So I'll say this: I didn't really notice Ollie Gordon. at
Yeah,
practice
that's
this week.
same.
So, but he's been a very before this season, he was a very productive player.
Doak
That
Walker Award winner the
Yeah.
year before.
yeah, but that
like,
whole team went to shit in 2024. So
All right, so I do want to roll back to Scattergook. I know a lot of Bengals fans have mentioned him. How much do you think this Who Dey Nation would freak out if they actually did get him? And how much of an impact do you think he could make for the Bengals in this offense?
Well, I'll say he would be a perfect complement to Chase Brown and his
Right.
contact balance. Like everyone talks about Ashton Genty's contact balance. Scattergook is right in the same category of
Yeah.
talent with contact balance, and it's the want to from any player in any position.
Mm-hmm.
There's a want to that really makes you fall in love with the guy when you're watching him. He has the want to.
Oh, I
that
fell in
you-
love with him in the playoff
You
game.
can't coach want to,
Right.
no.
and he has it.
Yeah. Now, where do you guys? You might have said it earlier, but I missed it. Where do you have him going in the draft? Where do you think his sweet spot is?
third round.
Third round. Okay.
Yeah, I've got him third round. I can't see him getting past the third round.
That's kind of where I was thinking.
The speed alone will keep him in that range.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, that's where I kind of was like maybe
And
second.
it's a
at
good
highest.
running back class. Good running
Yeah,
back
that's
class.
what Brian said. See, because after the playoffs happened, everybody's like, "Oh, maybe we take him at 17." I say he is not 17. Like, no, I say he might be a second rounder. I say probably third, maybe fourth rounder. Is kind of what I was thinking. So that makes me feel better that I somewhat know what I'm talking about with this. But I think he would. I honestly think he'd be a perfect fit. It would be great to see him for the Bengals because that's exactly what we need. A bruising guy that's the opposite of Chase, thunder and lightning. And if we can get that,
Well, I got two more names for you then.
All right, who you got?
I'll toss them to Brian. Day 3 guys, in my opinion. Fifth round even and later. And we got Chase Brown in the 5th round, by the way. And this is a stacked running back class. So there's going to be guys in the 5th round that you don't expect to be in the 5th round. But Khalil Mullings from Michigan, former linebacker, and Taj Brooks, bowling ball from Texas Tech. Thoughts on them, Brian?
I was really looking forward because I haven't watched Mullings at all this season at Michigan, so I didn't see the conversion to running back. But he was supposed to be at the Senior Bowl, pulled out before the week, so didn't get to see him down here. That was very disappointing. And then Taj Brooks, I think he was at the East West Shrine.
He was at the Shrine.
Yeah, and he's had a decent career, right? I mean, he's been very productive there. 5'9", but he's 230 as well.
5'9", 230.
Yeah.
That's a bowling
Wait,
ball.
That is
5'9",
low to the ground.
230.
That is a low to the ground.
Yeah,
That's a brick shit house right there, buddy.
That is a brick shit house.
he'll take your kneecaps out. That's. I don't know how these guys can move at that height and that weight.
I don't know how you compact like that. Like I'm 6'3" and 230 looks terrible. Like I look terrible at 230. I'm 245 now. But I just don't know how 5'9", 230 and then just you look like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm saying genetics, Brian.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
That's why us two are sitting here talking about these guys, and
Let's
nobody's
go
talking about
genetics
us.
and not complete lack of effort ever.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Phil Moffitt will be one more that I didn't mention, but he flies under the radar. The Clemson kid, who's very productive, was I think dinged up most of the year, but I liked Will Shipley last year, and Phil Moffitt was playing over him for a reason.
Yeah, he's another very contact balance is another positive for him as well, and would be a good compliment to Chase Brown.
All right, so any more with the run back? Go ahead, Brian. You get some good.
No. I was
And
going to
we
say
dominated that. We dominated that, Brian.
He gets dinged around for being from Clemson, though.
That's fair. South Carolina fan here. Do we want to talk some Senior Bowl, Jeff? Because I got a list. We can
Absolutely, go for it. What do you got? We'll talk Senior
Brian,
Bowl.
you were there, right?
I was there.
Okay.
And we'll be there tomorrow for the game. Yes.
Let's start O-line. Because I asked Parker a lot of these same questions. So I had some standouts, and I put mixed results and wanting more from. Because I don't want to shit on these kids. They work so hard to even be in this conversation. So I don't put winners and losers.
All right, go for it.
So I had a few standouts on the O-line. Gray Zabel, Miles Frazier, Jackson Slater. Mixed results, Jonah Monheim, Ariante Ursary, Emory Jones. Wanting more from Wyatt Milam, however you say it, and Josh Connerly Jr.
You are very kind for putting Jonah Mannheim in the mixed results column.
I agree. No,
he was I will say this. He was I without hesitation will say he was one of the worst offensive linemen I've ever seen in practice at the Senior Bowl.
All right, I'm gonna move him. Wanting more from.
Wow.
It was me.
Bad.
I was sitting with Jeff Risden he works for Draft Wire and Lions Wire and does Detroit Lions podcast. And we were joking that anybody that lost a rep to Jonah Mannheim, we would almost drop around just on principle.
Round down.
I was impressed by Miles Frazier. He was one of the standouts. Emory Jones,
At guard
is a guard now. Yes, he is not a tackle anymore. He's a guard.
Can you see him in orange and black? Can you see
That's
him
why
in
I
orange
say
and black?
mixed results because he got a lot of reps at tackle still, and I wish he would have got more at guard through the week.
Yeah, and because of attrition, I assume he's going to be playing a lot of tackle on Saturday. But we'll just leave it at that.
Can you see him in orange and black? Is this somebody that the Bengals might?
Well, yes, because they love LSU players.
That's true. So what round is this guy?
He started the season as a first rounder, right?
As a top 20 player.
As a top 20 player.
Okay.
I think he's probably going to end up in the 60 to 100 range.
I got a third round grade on him now.
So yeah, there you
All
go.
right. All right.
A couple. I tell you, a guy I like for the Bengals, and maybe even at 17, that was down here, is Jonas Sabayanaya from Arizona.
Gesundheit, very well.
As a
guard.
Sabayanaya or however.
Well, they're drafting guards. We don't need a tackle. We're getting guards.
For the record, the trick is you have to pronounce every vowel in a Polynesian name. That's what I was always told.
That's fair.
Well, I don't know if that's actually true or not.
Hey,
I'm from Portsmouth, Ohio, and I pronounce it how the hell I feel like.
So that's how I do it.
It sounded good, so I'm going with Brian. What Brian said.
So, but
That's fair.
He played tackle some at Arizona, and they started him at tackle this week in practice. Didn't work out so well. The last 2 days, he almost exclusively played at practice at guard.
That's where.
You saw the domination that has him as a potential first rounder. Like I said, I thought he had a good week. Later, if we're not taking,
can I say there's only one guard I would take, like strictly guard?
Tyler
Because
Booker,
I think Mimbow is now a tackle. The way he measured in and weighed in. And
or are we talking Senior Bowl only?
I'm talking guard. The only guard I would take at 17 is Tyler Booker.
That's what I just said. I was going to say. Tyler Booker is it. I'm not 100% sure he'll be there at 17.
Yeah, me neither.
But yes, I agree. He is the best.
So if he's there at 17, you're running to the board to get him.
Not necessarily
over anybody else.
It always depends what you did in free agency and who's on the board.
Yes, but I would say Tyler Booker may be the third best offensive lineman overall in this class, behind only maybe a couple of tackles. He's very good.
He's a dog too. He's nasty.
Dog.
A couple of guys, I don't know where they're going to go because I don't have any feeling on them from down here seeing them at the Senior Bowl. But Jackson Slater from Sacramento State
He's on my standout list. Yeah.
was so good this week.
Yeah.
You mentioned Gray Zabel. He was probably the best offensive lineman here all week, hands down, bar none.
Made the most money, in my opinion, of anybody
Correct,
down
but
there.
I get PTSD thinking about North Dakota State guards. So
He is nowhere close. And both
I
were
know
tackles,
that.
To be fair, Cordell Wilson was a 6-year player. The talent level is not even comparable on the talent level, but I do understand the PTSD.
Guy who was supposed to play here but got like a bad stomach bug like on Sunday. He weighed in
Membow.
on Sunday. Membow from Missouri. I would have loved to
He's
have
a
seen
tackle
him
now.
play.
He's a tackle now.
You're right. He's
going top 15. Like I can't even consider him.
You're an offensive line guy. You love watching offensive line. What the fuck do you do with Willie Lampkin? Because
I draft him in the 5th or 6th round, and I say, I'm playing you a fullback. I'm playing you as an extra offensive lineman, and you are backing up center, guard, everything for me because he was not going to be offered coming out of high school to play at North Carolina. Position coach came in and said to the head coach, I'm not going to tell you his size. I'm going to tell you, I want you to watch the tape. Watch the tape, gets offered, starts for 5 seasons.
Yep.
Plays over 5,000 snaps in his career. Has elite PFF grades.
Yep.
He's just a dog. He's a pit bull. I call him a pit bull.
Yeah. Some of the most flawless offensive line technique. Like this would be teach tape.
Yes.
For offensive line coaches, how good he is with his hands and his feet and his center of gravity. It just look up. You can probably Twitter search it or whatever. Look up the reps he had against Deion Walker, who's 6'7", 342.
Watched him.
Willie Lampkin is 5'10", 270.
Woo.
And
that is the part that will
5'10".
hurt him so much. 5'10" and 270. That would be he would be 3 inches shorter than any offensive lineman in the NFL right now. He would be the second lowest weight of any offensive lineman in NFL history.
All right, so to say it again, Dale, what would you do with him? Are you playing him at offensive line, or what are you doing with him?
I would still draft him because I believe in the kid, and I'm rooting for him.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. That's just, there's something about him that's like, he shouldn't even been playing at North Carolina, but he played over 5,000
He should have been playing at Coastal Carolina. And he was the highest rated PFF offensive lineman 3 years straight.
He's a dog. Like, there's just something about this kid that I will not count it out. And that's what I've said over and over again about this guy. I'm like, I will not count him out. And our guy, Ryan Sparks, that also loves the draft, Bengals fan, he calls him the Power Peanut. And I'm like, hell yeah, the Power Peanut, baby. Let's go. I don't know. There's just something about him. I can't quit him. You know, you hear that? I can't quit him.
I would not even, but seeing it this week, oh my God, it was
all right. So where are you taking a chance of drafting him at then? Is he 6th round? Is he before that? Where are you at on that? Where would you take a chance on taking? Because this would be taking a chance. 5'11" guard is a 5'11" guard.
I got a feeling he's going to end up as a UDFA. I don't think anybody in the NFL is going to sign off on
right.
it.
Okay.
It's just they were like, this would be a crazy outlier, and we just can't do it. We'll lose it.
This is the outlier of all outliers.
So it's not worth a draft. You don't think they'll take a draft?
I truly hope some.
I would 100% take him in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope some team does.
But if he's not,
you're
getting the Bengals to. If not, you're telling the Bengals to run and call him up and sign him as a UDFA.
I'm calling him at the start of this. We don't have a pick. I'm calling him at the start of the 7th round.
Okay. Well, it's set. Let's just say it's 7th round, and the Bengals don't have a pick. We're strictly talking Bengals. I say I'll give you a future 7th next year. I want your 7th this year, and I'm taking him because that's how much I believe in him.
Yep.
I just do. There's something about him.
Like he said, he backs up all 3 interior positions. And when you say 55 is now eligible, he's your guy as the extra tight end. You can on your goal line packages, he's lining up right behind Joe Burrow or offset to Joe Burrow, right in front of Chase Brown or Cam Scatterboo or whoever we've got as the goal line.
You want to do a brotherly shove / tush push.
Just put
I'm
him
putting
behind
him behind Burrow.
and just shove him.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna be there like, oh.
One of the wildest and funnest things I've ever seen in my years at the Senior Bowl was watching him this week, and just he never loses.
What number is he again?
He was 55 at the Senior Bowl. I'm not sure what he was at UNC this year. I think he was also 55.
You
can't miss him. You can't miss him by going because he's
somehow I missed him.
So much small. Well, yeah, because he blinked. I guess he was in behind him, but I mean, and
but then he stands out in the other direction, Brian. He stands out in like you see this kid, dominating people.
You'll watch it. You'll see him pulling like. Watch Omarion Hampton highlights. There were people posting about him today, and I saw somebody said this is a Willie Lampkin highlight because he pulls and he's 20 yards down the field murdering people.
It's correct. It's correct. It doesn't make sense being 5'10" and 270.
No,
you see 5'10", 270.
Well, it's just like the running back we were talking about. That's 5'10".
This kid
and
has
whatever.
no chance. He has no chance. But then you watch him and you go,
I'm going to have to keep an eye out for him. I missed him.
Last guard I want to talk about, and if we're taking character off the board, he's off the board. But Clay Webb from Jacksonville State had a really good week this week. But Google Clay.
Are you talking about like the high school prank?
Google Clay Webb in high school and what they did, and he's gonna answer that for the rest of his life.
High school prank didn't work out at Georgia. He's got the talent, but he ended up.
It was a 5-star. He was a 5-star high school recruit, and did some things in the high school football locker room that you probably shouldn't have done. And
you got me curious now. I'm gonna have to go look this up.
Yeah. Look it up.
Let's see what the hell he did.
But just on the football field.
Yes, on the football field alone, I think he's worth a 6th-round pick.
And like you said, character issues for me with the Bengals this year, I don't think we could take chances on them.
You don't in the 3rd round. There's a difference.
I want to win. I want to win Lombardi.
I consider 6th, 7th round picks lottery tickets.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like I don't want to have any issues. I want. It's not going to happen. I want everybody signed before the draft. I want the free agents to decide their side 2 guards and just to kill it in this draft and do everything.
Well, if we sign 2 guards, one of them is going to be Cody Ford. So just be prepared.
Well, okay.
For that.
See, and me and Brian were kind of talking about this before. I'm okay. I'm not ecstatic.
I'm okay with him.
I'm okay if Cody Ford is one.
He is going to compete for a starting job.
Yeah, but you got to have a solid guard on the other side. I don't really want Cody Ford, and I guess you could do a 1st-round guard, but I'd rather have a veteran guy who's going to be there for next 2 or 3 years at least, and then maybe Cody Ford. Brian, look at Brian. Brian's not down. Brian's not down.
I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel like we're going to count on Cody Ford next year.
No. Yes.
I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me we've drafted Tyler Booker at 17, but also signed Trey Smith as a free agent from Kansas City.
That would be great.
Who, by the way, I had in that draft class, I had as the 16th overall player in the draft class, just 2 spots under Creed Humphrey at 14.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey, huge round, man.
But yeah,
2nd round could have had him.
Could have had him. Yeah.
But
anyway,
Jackson Carman.
They had to get Jackson Carman.
Well, my guy, Brian, if we're talking my guys,
my guy
was the guy who got injured for Washington, Sam Cosmi from Texas. I was like, just take Sam Cosmi in.
Yes, athletic freak.
And Tevin Jenkins before we traded down, but then it was Sam Cosmi.
Yep.
And we were like, no, we're locked in on Jackson Carman.
Jackson Carman.
Like, what the fuck, man? What are we doing?
Jackson Carman wasn't worth the 199th pick of the draft.
So, question with the new Bengals offensive line coach, what's your thoughts on him, Brian? Do you know anything about him?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Okay, I
couldn't tell you what his name was right now, if you told me.
Peters.
Peter. What?
Scott Peters.
Scott Peters. Scott Peters. Yeah, Scott Peters. So, well, never mind. That I'll just forget my next question.
He's a more interior guy, is what Parker said, but the assistant O-line coach they brought in more specializes in tackles. But I'm like, listen, Scott Peters O-line, guess what? We need some help at the guard spot.
Is this the one? He's the guy that teaches jiu-jitsu or something.
Yes. Okay. Which
that'll help us in the octagon.
Well, I mean, I think as far as if you know anything about jiu-jitsu, it's watch UFC, it's leverage and stuff like that. Is where I think that's to me that's outside the box for the Bengals for once. Will it translate? I have no idea, but I do like the idea of the leverage, because what's offensive line play? It's leverage. And if he could teach that hand placement and everything, a lot better than what we had been. Because we need a big, nasty offensive. Because we got to get this run game going. To me, that's the biggest thing. And 90% of the time, see, we want to run the ball right up the middle, and we sucked up the middle. Except for Ted Karras. Ted Karras is pretty good, but our guards are awful this year. You got to fix the guards.
I feel good about
fix the blocking somehow.
I feel good about drafting Mims last year.
Just got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Just got to stay
Which
healthy.
was why he was available at
exactly
18.
Yeah. I mean, but our tackle, which, I mean, hell, Orlando Brown never got hurt until he got here. He never missed a fucking snap his entire career. In the last 2 years, he's missed a couple games.
All right, I want to go back to the Senior Bowl, Jeff.
All right. Good.
So this is one of the most polarizing prospects, Deion Walker from Kentucky, right?
Yep.
Would you take him?
I
How high would you take him?
All right. So you know the Alonzo Mourning gif where he's like, if the Bengals took him at 17, that would be me. You could sell me on that. I wouldn't like it, but I could take it. I would love if you traded back and like took him at 26. If he was available at 40, whatever we're picking in the second
49,
round,
49.
that would be a lot better for sure. I don't think he makes it that far. So a trade back from 17 into the mid 20s.
Then you're okay.
I'm good to go. 17
He scares the hell out of me, but
and that's fair. But at 17, I could take it, but maybe not really like it.
Mike Green as Enrique at edge.
As Enrique, Mike Green as an edge is not going to play here.
Right, because you think he's going to come in way lighter.
He's going to come in lighter, and he's not going to hit the thresholds that they're going to ask for. But that's, like I said, that's how you get Miles Murphy instead of Nolan Smith.
As Enrique is 6'2", 248, so it's not
so
going to fit
same.
size
No, he's not going to. He's not
he
going
has
to make it
almost
there.
35-inch arms.
Right. I think that also rules out Kyle Kennard from South Carolina as a fit here based on size profiles. But I would love TJ Sanders from South Carolina.
Yeah, I put him on the list to talk about.
Yeah, because he's a bulldog, man. He's so good.
49, right? I think he'd be a good pick at 49 for the Bengals.
Yes, I agree. I think he would be as well. And if you're still in need for one in the 4th to 5th round, Tonka Hemingway from South Carolina is another guy that should be in play.
That's fair.
Anything else, Dale? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, don't cut me off. This is my show. I got D tackles. I got some more D tackles to talk about.
Go for it.
Jeff.
Let's go.
Go for it.
So I got 3 that I want to mention because I have them in my standout list. It's Darius Alexander from Toledo. I love him. Aeneas Peebles, 6 foot, 289, but man, he's explosive. One of the best pass rushers the last 2 years. And then Jamari Caldwell at 6'2", 342. It's just a beast. His get off and quickness is amazing. Transferred to Oregon from Houston. Had like 6.5, 7.5 sacks last year. I don't know if he had a sack this year, but you saw the talent at the Senior Bowl. What are your thoughts on those 3 guys, Brian?
All right, I'll start with Peebles, who was awesome this week at the Senior Bowl, getting in. It's just he cooked these interior offensive linemen in the one-on-one drills. He would be a really good interior pass rusher here, but he's just a hair over 6 foot, 289, under 32-inch arms. So we'll see how that plays.
Geno Atkins.
That's how the Bengals fans, but Geno Atkins was a 4th round pick. Is Aeneas Peebles going to be a 4th round pick? Then sign me up.
I got a 2nd round guy, but
what was the who was
Aaron
the
Donald, Kalijah Kancey.
not who
First
was
round.
not Caldwell? Who was the other? You mentioned
Darius Alexander from Toledo. He was phenomenal.
knew
this week.
jack shit about him coming into this week. Gonna be completely honest. And
Should have bought a draft guide.
I should have. Maybe I should have. Sorry.
Project Game Day, Jeff Guy by Dale Altman.
6'3", 304, and he played every position on the defensive line this week. He was lining up at wide 9 in the team books and was winning.
And winning.
and winning.
Against Connerly as well.
Yes. Connerly had a bad week.
Yeah, he did.
It was a bad week for Josh Connerly. But I think Alexander, 6-year player, 34-inch arms, 82-inch wingspan. That's good size for him. Maybe we can get him. Maybe he falls into that 3rd, 4th round area, and that's a guy you target. Jamari Caldwell, I thought was okay this week. Made some plays in the backfield, but he's 6'2", 342, and it's a sloppy build. I'm gonna tell you that. He is sloppy. I shouldn't be calling anybody sloppy, but
You need to argue with Parker because Parker thought he.
If Parker wasn't so busy, he could have came on the show today.
I've seen lemon meringue pie shake less than what I saw Jamari Caldwell's belly there this week. But he can play. But like I said, I don't know how many snaps a game you're going to get him for, if that's fair. If he doesn't get in some sort of maybe better conditioning.
McKinley Jackson. Him and
16 to 20 snaps a game.
Yeah.
I think that's, and what is that worth? We've spent what was it?
Day 3. It's day 3. He's a day 3 guy.
McKinley Jackson was a 4th round pick, right?
3rd. Well, comp 3rd. So that's
comp 3rd.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Borderline.
Yeah. He's probably more like supposed to be more like a 4th round pick from what I heard. They drafted him a little higher because they.
Well, it's
DJ.
a comp 3rd. That's basically
same thing.
Pick.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's what 101, 102, something like that.
Yeah.
Anybody else on the interior defensive line?
I don't have anybody on the interior. Jeff, do you want to talk about your show?
I want one more.
I got a bunch of. I got some more edges to talk about.
One more edge guy he was at the East West Shrine. Should have been at the Senior Bowl. I will stand to that. He's another one of those kind of undersized, maybe tweener guys from Virginia Tech. 6'2", 253. Antoine Powell Ryland. God, he's so good.
He is.
He is so good. I want that guy on my team.
I want him and Peebles. Give me them both.
Are these guys interior? Is that where they're at?
One is.
Powell Ryland's edge. Peebles is interior.
Because for me, we need an interior guy and an edge. At least one of each.
Third, 4th round. Third and 4th round
free agent, right?
Sorry?
Osai is a free agent, right?
Yes. Osai is a free agent. Osai, Sample, and that's it. Yeah, Osai and Sample they're both free agents.
I get what Brian's getting at. Power Island's your Osai replacement.
Well, Osai's a David Mulligetta client, so you might as well just write him off. Anyway. Yeah, we're not going to. They don't work with him.
I think they'll get Cam Sample back on a 1 year.
Oh, I think they will. Yeah, because he was injured all year.
I would like to see him play some 3-tech, but
didn't they try that or did they not try that? I thought they were
not very much. Tried it at the Senior Bowl when he was at the Senior Bowl, and he looked phenomenal.
He looked really good there. Yep.
Well, maybe if he didn't get injured, they might have tried this year. They might have tried him in there.
Yeah, but they've had 4 years to try it.
Yeah, true. No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Well, all else has failed, so we have fresh tactics now.
All right, guys, we've been on for an hour here. Dale, you got any more stuff you want? Because you're.
I got so many. Donovan Ezerike, I got 26 on my board from Boston College.
He's good. He is good. His dip, phenomenal.
Dip, baby. Oh, sorry. Just lost
dip
myself.
And rip.
Dip and rip, baby. Kind of like John Daly, grip and rip. So dip and rip.
Yeah, there's a lot more, but I'll just have Brian on Bengals and Brews.
Well, I'm going to have him on my show again. The draft I'm just getting started here. We're pulling him out of retirement so he can come talk to us.
No, he's not retired. This guy is
no. He's
there is no retirement from every conversation we've had tonight. There is no retirement from this man. This man is locked in on the draft as it gets.
Old habits die hard, right, Brian?
It's addictions. It's a hard fight.
It is hard to quit.
I don't have any vices. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. This is my drug.
This is a drug
that
to draft.
I can't quit.
He can't quit it. Like he wants to quit it. He wants to cut back. He wants to cut down. on this addiction.
Well, this is the wrong time of year to try to cut down.
and then this time of year rolls around and it's like,
yeah. I like I said, I don't consider myself a draft expert at all. I love getting you guys on and talking and listening, and that's how I can form my own opinions is by listening to you guys because you guys do all the work and know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But
I mean, I will say, like, we were talking a lot of Bengals in general, and Brian is great at that because he's a Bengals fan.
Exactly. God help you. We're sorry for that,
Man,
Brian.
the draft is a sickness, and when you start talking with the draft guy about the draft,
Oh, dude.
that's why I thought I was coming on, Jeff, to talk to Brian about the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, man. When you gonna come down here, man?
Yeah, I told you that last week. Go take a week off work. You can go get yourself a.
I mentioned it to my wife the other day. I was like, hey, I might just take a week off next year.
Yeah. I think we should do it. And then we can do a live podcast, Bagels and Brews and Strawberry Ice podcast together from
Jeff,
from
no one
Senior Bowl.
invited you.
I invite myself. It's my damn show.
I know, but
yeah, I get treated, Brian.
Brian, you're amazing. Plug the draft countdown. Everyone follow him at Deep Fried Draft.
Yeah, follow that draft countdown. That's where you're going to get more daily content. We've got a great team. I'm behind the scenes now. I don't really. I write occasionally. I've hardcore with the Senior Bowl this week, and then I'm kind of going to go back into hiding a little bit. But
I know a guy. If you want to keep up on rankings, I know a guy. I'm basically free. Like you guys.
No, there's no basic about it. He gives this shit away.
But yeah, draft countdown. We have a new mock draft every Wednesday. Our guy Brad Menendez has gone through every NFL team so far, and he's doing team mock drafts every week on YouTube at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the draft countdown, like the Ohio State University. The draft countdown.
See, he gave you a shout out there, Dale. See, you're being all shitty to him before the show started.
So that's really getting fired up for us. And he hasn't done a Bengals mock because I won't let him. I do those myself.
Yeah,
that's an executive decision.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my team.
That's the perk of being the boss, baby.
There you go. There you go. All right, Brian. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Don't worry. I'm going to reach out to you again. I'll have you on again.
I'll be glad to be here, man. I appreciate you guys and everything you guys do.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you. You guys do a great job. Appreciate you, Brian. See you. Who Dey? All right, Dale. What the hell is up with you? These picks that you want everybody to send me. On Bengals and Brews.
Are you getting any?
I'm afraid to look right now.
Check your DMs. But, I mean, I wanted everyone to wait till April 14th when it's Jeff's birthday.
None.
Send
good.
all
Don't,
the pics.
No, I don't know.
Wish him happy birthday and send any pic you can find on
honestly, I think you guys should just DM Dale Altman or Bengals and Brews. They would love that. Any butthole.
You know whose birthday it is, though? It's Santori's.
It's Santori's.
At Cincy_Suave2.
Yeah, that's who needs the pics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Butthole pics, wiener pics, whatever kind of pics you guys want to send him. Just tell him happy birthday in his DMs and
at least wish the boy
be creative.
Happy birthday.
Be creative with how you wish him happy birthday.
Let your imagination flow. Just saying. All right, Dale.
I didn't mean to take over your show,
dude. I don't care. It's fine.
I wanted to get a little more draft stuff.
You did not take over the show. Go for it. You got stuff to talk about. It. That's cool. I could bounce off of it. That's what
Brian's awesome. Draft Countdown's a site. I know him and Shane P. Hollum took that over 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Yeah.
But that was one of the go-to sites 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then they took dude, that's just been a good resource, and they got years out. So shout out Draft Count. Go to draftcountdown.com. Give those guys some love. Follow at Deep Fried Draft. Shane P. Hollum. I don't know if he has a Twitter, if he's in here, but follow that guy too. You can find him.
And you guys can go follow Parker Blake, who was on Bengals and Brews earlier.
Parker Blake 60.
Which I DM'd him. I looked at when he was on your show. I looked I just DM'd him. January 20th. I DM'd him. Nothing. He never answers me. I'm like, dude.
He's a busy guy, man. He's doing a lot of.
I even gave him my phone number. I'm like, dude. Here's my last year. I'm like, he said, man, I never checked DMs. I'm like, here's my number. You can call me. They didn't do it. I even slid to his DMs and gave him my number, and he still didn't call me.
Man.
I see how it is. Whatever.
Man, this guy feels like a jaded lover right now.
I
It's
am.
crazy.
It's
But for real, I love the draft. I love the draft process. This is my time of the year because hope springs eternal.
yeah.
And even as a Bengals fan, this is why I've always loved the draft. You can win 1 game. You can win 2 games. You can win 3 games. You can win 4 games. Guess what? I'm all in on these prospects year round. And I can always think, I can fix you.
Well, that's the thing. Is
So
the
I
Bengals
just love
can
the
fix this.
process.
I think the Bengals can
They can.
fix this because I keep saying this is even with the money that we paid Jamar T. Trey, we're still going to have more money.
Yeah.
Even if they do it the way the Bengals normally do it, they're still going to have more money to go sign.
They
some
need
free
to
agents.
structure contracts better. That's
That would
the
be
thing.
nice,
Like, that was,
but I
that was
don't.
something Joe Goodberry put out there today too. Like,
I don't think they're going
about,
to.
like the way they structure,
Yeah.
the stuff they do and the way they could.
Yeah, I
Could
completely
do
agree
this,
with that.
but it's like, no, we did this. We're at we're close to the cap at this. Come on now.
Yeah, it would be nice.
People are getting too smart for this. Like, you can't continue to just put lipstick on a pig and not realize, hey, that's still a pig.
Right. So, like I said, I would. It would be nice if they would actually do that. I don't see them doing that because they haven't, and they keep acting like they don't know how to do everything else everybody in the NFL is doing. But even like I said, even if they structure contracts the way they normally do, I still think we can go out and fix this stuff.
Holmes, Gray Zabel, he was at the top of my list for winners and moneymakers this week. As far as the Senior Bowl, I put him at center 1. Like, he played tackle at North Dakota State. Listen, North Dakota State, Cordell Wilson, oh my God, we're all scared of that. I get it. Like Brian said that. But it's like, he is not even close to the same player. Cordell Wilson was 6 years, offensive tackle, couldn't pass block. It didn't make sense to take him in the 4th round. He was a UDFA, 6th round to UDFA player. UDFA is undrafted free agent for anybody that may be tuning in that doesn't like for draft, because I don't want to do that. Like, if you barely follow the draft. But Gray Zabel, he's my center 1. He's good. He balled out. And to see him do it against good competition was awesome.
Crip, what's if you're going to go back live again tonight? You're going to do 3 shows?
Well, Dusty wanted me to do a show. My wife ain't home yet. So I told him, I said, I got to fill it out. I got to see. But I might just go live. I might go live butt naked. Who knows?
That'd be scary.
I actually told her to get me some more Miller Lights. Shout out Miller Lite if you want to sponsor my life. I don't even drink that much anymore. But I swear to God, when Friday hits, I'm on a new level.
It's Friday night. It's Saturday, Sunday. Hey,
in the dirt.
Can I ask? I would get. There's one position we didn't get to that I want to ask you about, and because it is.
I had a lot of positions. Like, I was like ready to ask Brian so many things, and you said you were going to end this. So I was like, what the fuck?
Well, usually it's only an hour. I have a hard time keeping people passing. I don't care. You'll talk the whole time.
That's true.
Other people, I don't like try to keep them longer than that. But with the Bengals, with Logan Wilson and Akeem Davis-Gaither being a free agent. Logan Wilson's not a free agent, but Akeem Davis-Gaither being a free agent, and Pratt possibly might be a cap casualty. Linebackers, where are we at on linebackers in this draft?
Well, there was somebody, I can't remember if it was Mel Kiper, it was one of the big name draft guys, and they had Jihad Campbell from Alabama as our pick at 17. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Even if we cut Pratt, I don't want a linebacker at 17. I want an edge or an interior guy. Well, I would give Shaka Hayward, Mumajong Meta, and I could still get me a linebacker in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Ivan Pace went undrafted, even though he was a 3rd round prospect for me.
That one pissed, and he was in our backyard. He went to UC. Why?
It sucks, man.
They don't draft UC guys. I don't know why.
And I mean, there's some character things with Ivan Pace and stuff, some shit in high school. I get it. So maybe they knew more about him than anybody else. But at the same point in time, 7th round pick, and you know that, hey, this kid's kind of a turd, but he's a good player.
All right.
Well, let me fix that turd. Let me polish that turd.
Shine it up.
Polish that turd.
Shine.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
God, I hate to be very blunt, but sometimes you just got to be blunt when you're talking about these things.
There you go. Hey, plug some stuff. I know Project Game
Bengals and
Days
Brews.
Project Game Days got your draft guide there, and they also are doing a draft day 2 at
day 2. I think it's April 25th, but it's Friday night 2 of the draft. Yeah. We had one last year at Midwest. This year we're doing it at the Foaling Warehouse. So bigger space, bigger event, bigger party, everything. Basically.
How much are
should
tickets?
Be a great time. Don't know yet.
Okay.
Because we are going to have to get with Midwest to cater it.
Okay.
And we're trying to figure all that out, how much it would cost for them to cater it compared to last year when it was at their place. Because we love Midwest Best Barbecue.
Absolutely.
So we're not trying
to the show
keep them out of it. You know what I mean? So that's who we want to cater that event. So we're trying to figure out the cost of that. They're calculating that. And then we got to figure out, because last year it was like $30 get in price. And me personally, see, I'm going to get myself in trouble, Jeff. I do this all the time. Me personally, I said, keep it at $30 get in price.
Yeah.
And this year, so you get the Foaling Warehouse. Lanes are already included.
Okay.
So you get to do the foaling shit. You get to do it all. I've never done that. Sounds fun. Could be some players. Could be some fun. Could be some people show up. Like Iceman might show up this year. Maybe SmackDown isn't in town, and he shows up.
I was going to come. I had a ticket. I was going to come last year.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It was my birthday present. I had to go hang out with my son.
You had birthday. You had SmackDown. Royal Rumbles this weekend. Shout out Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah. I'm watching that. Things start at 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow night, come home, sleep, wake up about 3:30, and I'm gonna plop my ass over there in my chair and watch the Royal Rumble.
Watch the hell out of it.
Yeah,
it's in Indianapolis, man.
I'll have me some.
I told Miley,
some Jackpot Joey beer.
I said, Miley, why didn't we go?
Yeah, I thought about
probably because of money.
Money.
It's everything boils down to money.
But what I have an announcement that with the draft too. You guys go to Project Game Day on day 2, but day 1 you come with me over at MLT's. We'll be having a draft party there.
Nah, fuck that. I'll be live streaming on day 1. Fuck Jeff shit. Fucking watch my live stream. Oh shit. Sorry. No, go to Jeff shit. What the hell is MLT?
Mount Lookout Tavern.
Oh.
It's right across the street from Millions, where I used to do my live show on Friday night.
You have so many places. I can't keep up with this.
Well, this is a new one. I just got this one. Oh, so yeah, we'll be doing. I'm working on hopefully getting some other. Hopefully, maybe the Ken Anderson Alliance will show up. I'm working on trying to get Cincy hats. I know Cincy hats is going to be with you guys too.
Maybe I'll just stop I won't do my live stream and I'll just go to Jeff's thing. You never know.
I think you should do that. Then you just spend the night at my house. We could spoon and then we can go.
Oh man,
I know it's tempting.
My asshole is so afraid of that. Hey, you can stay in my basement. I'll keep it nice and comfortable. Jeff, what the hell? Jeff, I thought you were sleeping upstairs. Jeff, get away! Jeff, what are you doing?
Exactly. I don't know what they're talking about.
I might twerk. Yeah. Me and Chop had a twerk off one night. Chop beat my ass at the twerk off. My heart wasn't in it. I just
you guys
my booty wasn't in it because my heart wasn't in it.
Have you tried to do a dot bot off with Greg? That's the question. You three.
No.
Oh, you three got to try to do it. Corey Dillon did it on the golf course. You guys could do it.
But me and Chop did the twerk off, and I was just kind of and Chop was down there fucking Chop was his nuts was on the floor. He was bah! I was like, God damn, Chop, you got it like that, huh? It was crazy.
Oh, jeez.
Crazy.
That's the hard-hitting content you can get on Bengals and Brews and all the crazy stuff. And sometimes it spills over here. Sometimes.
Like tonight.
Like tonight.
It spilled over. Tony Blaze said, they'll behave. And I was like, first thing I said when I came on, I seen that comment and I said, nope. I cannot promise you that.
Chop says he's got skills. He's got skills to pay the bills.
He does.
Shout out to Chop, man. Though I just found out when I was watching you guys show that he was in the hospital for his gallbladder, getting the gallbladder taken out. I'm like, I called him right after you guys got the show. Dude, what happened? I said, I'm a good friend. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what happened. Dude, and he goes, you got to turn on your DMs on me on Twitter. I'm like, I do. Dale, you know this. I miss shit. I don't know how. I'm on Twitter
Jeff
all the
does.
time. I
He
miss
misses
stuff.
all the
I'm like,
shit.
how did I miss that? Like my cord just came out again. I hate when
Yeah.
that happens.
Send him dick pics. Oh,
No.
shit.
Huh?
It's back in.
I'm back. I can hear you.
Shit.
All right, it's 6:50. I want to end this. I gotta do some commercial stuff anyway.
It's true. There's a lot of that. It might be 20 more minutes if you guys want to sit through that. Love y'all. Jeff, you're the man.
You are too,
Who
Dale.
dat,
Love you, dude.
everybody.
Who
Thanks
dat?
for tolerating me.
Go. Dale might be naked on his next live stream. You never know.
I might. I don't know where it'll be, but I'll be there. Butt ass naked.
Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with him? All right, guys. Yeah, Paul. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the hell happened. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Bengals and Brews. Go check out Brian and the draft countdown. But again, I don't have a time, but we're going to do a draft show, podcast, and some Bengals trivia and stuff. I'm hoping to work on trying to get maybe the Ken Anderson Alliance might be there. Cincy hat. I don't know. I just got to confirm that I'm going to be doing this. So shout out to Robin Boyle and his daughter for setting this up for me. But we'll be at MLT's draft night. So if you don't know where MLT's is, right there at Mount Lookout Square, it is right down the street, apparently from Ted Karras' house. And I don't know if Ted's going to be there. It'd be awesome if Ted would be there. That's what they're the bar. They got the first playoff football that Zach Taylor handed out. So come there, drink some beer, and let's have some fun for the draft. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it. But shout out to my sponsors. As always, they are Priority Lawn and Landscaping. I can actually see my grass. The snow mostly is gone. I got pile here, pile there. The grass is going to start growing here before we know it, and you're going to hear lawnmowers. So if you want your grass cut, if you got that landscaping project that you got in your head that you want to get, a paver patio or, a new landscaping shrubbery out in the front yard, and you just can't figure out how to do it, or you're looking for the right guys to do it, give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a shout. Give them a call at 513-430-6114 and tell them you heard about them on Sports with Strawberry Ice. And just like Dale said, shout out to Midwest Best. They're supposed to be catering the Project Game Day Day 2 draft at the Fulling Warehouse. So, like I said, come to MOT's Friday night to go to the Fulling Warehouse. Day 2. Enjoy some delicious Midwest Best barbecue between now and then. Literally, you can throw a dart at the menu. It's all freaking delicious. Tell Tim and Nicole I sent you. Also, check out Meyer Windows and Doors at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got them in my house, and like I said, I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient. They're good-looking windows. And you would have a chance to see the Jackpot Joey Mobile. Matty Myers himself could show up to your house with the Jackpot Joey Mobile and sell you a window or a door and more. Also, my Westside peeps, go check out Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game. Right in the heart of Cheviot. They got big-ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks, free parking, which is, I always point that out because there's not a lot of parking in Cheviot. They got a free parking lot right across the street. Go there and check it out. Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game. Again, tell them I sent you. And if you're looking for any rental properties or a rental property management company, I highly recommend T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check them out at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. Guys, I agree. This has been an awesome show. I do love the draft. I don't watch it. I watch the players. I'm starting to watch, like, Senior Bowl is like my first, I'm really focusing on the draft. And thank God the Bengals went on a 5-game winning streak, so I didn't have to start talking about the draft in December. Because by the time we get done to April, I'll be done with talking about the draft. We'll be talking about the draft till we're blue in the face. But stick around here. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, give me one of those super stickers or whatever they're called. On X, just hit the thumbs up, the likes, share it out. And it is on the podcast again. So the podcast is back up. So if you can't sit there and watch us for an hour and 24 minutes right now, you can check out the podcast. It's on Bean. I said Bean Pole the other day. I was listening to it back. I'm like, it's Bean Pod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, play pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I would greatly appreciate it. This just helps out the algorithm and helps my content get out. And like I said, I've been doing this started my 7th year. I could not be here without you guys. I couldn't have any of these sponsors without you guys. I couldn't go to MOTs or Moreland House or Millions or any of the stuff I've gotten to do over the last couple years without you guys. So I highly appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. And say it with me. Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Weekend nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.